Yeah.
Wow. And you get away with it, I guess, because they're hookers. And dude, you're a serial killer.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Wow. And you get away with it, I guess, because they're hookers. And so far, nobody's. What? Is this Howard? Yeah. Hello? Hello?
This was the live call made to the infamous Howard Stern show by a serial killer who had a lot to brag about. The show was famous for having an indecent and raw taste, which made it the perfect place for a man named Clay to talk about the kills that remained unsolved
Of
to
course,
this
his name's
day.
Clay. He probably has a cousin
In
named
this video,
Cletus
we're taking you through the
and a
live
brother named
call
Phil.
on the Howard Stern show and the story of the notorious Storyville Slayer. From July of 1991 to April of 1996, there was a string of killings that took place in New Orleans.
Hmm. Now, I'm not gonna say. I'm not saying he's racist. I'm just saying he definitely has his preferred targets. Gonna say that. He gonna say that. He's saying he's racist. He just has a preferred demographic of targets. Leave it at that.
There were
Who's Josiah?
24 plus victims found, some that were ID'd, and some that were so decomposed that they couldn't be ID'd.
Who's Josiah?
The police were getting nowhere, not even with a task force dedicated to taking down the Storyville Slayer. At the time, there wasn't much technological advancement, so there was very little DNA to act on, and even less evidence to go on about. But on the 13th of August 1997, the infamous Howard Stern show received a live call from someone who claimed to have killed
Yeah, but those were
12
just talk show
street
hosts.
performers.
I said Jimmy too.
Because Howard's show had a theme of discussing controversies, they decided to continue the discussion
Ooh,
with
got
the
a
live call.
strong chin.
All right, I got a guy on the phone who claims he's been killing prostitutes and he's wondering why he's doing it.
Oh, God.
So maybe he thinks I have an answer. Is this Ed? Ed?
No, this isn't Ed.
That'd be
Oh.
special,
You
Ed.
haven't killed any prostitutes?
No, I never said my name was Ed.
Oh.
Oh, sorry.
That's okay.
What name do you use?
You can call me Clay.
Clay?
Clay?
Notice his aggravated tone of voice the minute Howard gets his name wrong. When he said, "No, I never said my name was Ed," it sounded like it
Say
annoyed
serial killers always want to be famous. What they say. Like who's that? The Zodiac killer. They ever find out who he was?
him a bit, but he kept his cool.
Probably not.
Also, notice how he said, "You can call me Clay," instead of "My name is Clay." This leads us to believe that this is quite possibly an alias name, not his real name.
Okay, Clay. So what happened? How many prostitutes have you killed?
12.
And you're wondering why you do it?
I have a pretty good idea.
Why? Did your mom beat you? Did your mom spank you?
Was your mom a prostitute?
Are these motherfuckers like psychiatrists or some shit? Like, why are you calling in to ask them this? Fuck do they know? Motherfuckers just accused at you. I don't know shit.
No. Actually, nothing like that.
What is it then?
I think I just do it for the sense of the power.
Right.
This is when you know you're dealing with a real psychopath. Someone who kills with
Uh-huh.
no means or motive. Someone who just kills for the sense of power. But the fact that he killed 12 people of the same profession leads us to believe there could be some secret connection here. The co-host mentions whether his mother was a prostitute or not because this is a genuine fact. According to the criminology professor Dr. Elizabeth Yardley, quote, "Mothers can create environments where brutality was every day and expected. They actively abused or neglected their children, creating deviant value systems in which the abnormal became normal. But if his choice of victims doesn't hint at us, perhaps his method will."
Do you have sex with them first?
Yes, and
And then what, you strangle them?
once.
How else did you kill them?
Well, a few times, actually most times with a hammer.
And where do you do this primarily?
I've done it twice in a parking garage, and then the rest of the times on the side of the road.
And
This shit
you're
is
from the New
completely
Orleans
out of pocket.
Yes.
And how? I mean, what do you beat them to death with a hammer?
Man,
It usually only takes once, and
dude, you got to have a lot of anger in you.
yes.
Man.
Well, why do you need to feel so
Yeah.
powerful?
he's got some issue with women, but like some shrink's got to look into it. It's not even worth. I mean, you might as well just kill yourself if you killed 15 people. And that means you're heartless. Did you used to kill small animals?
No, I've killed a rat.
Yeah. See, a lot of guys start out killing kittens for some reason.
Yeah, they kill something before they start with humans.
What am I even hearing right now? What?
They probably just, figured, well, this is it. They're going to be serious.
We're discussing the psychology of the serial killer?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Howard's trying to wrap his mind around the motive, his reason to kill. What he's trying to conclude is that his reason to kill was just the thrill, something which is a common trait among psychopaths.
Wow. And you get away with it, I guess, because they're hookers, and so far nobody's... What?
Is this Howard?
Yeah. Hello? Hello?
I didn't know this was Howard.
Yeah, it's Howard.
Of course.
Yeah.
Didn't you call them?
If
How you not know who it is and you call
attorney
them?
and need research, writing, or analysis, the
Yeah.
It's
No,
this-
I've never killed a kitten.
Really?
Never killed any small animal except a rat?
Yeah, rat's okay.
Well,
Rats, I don't mind you killing.
But how'd you kill him?
the rat?
Yeah.
Stepped on his head, I bet.
We had a big flood a couple of years ago, and it's not actually a rat. It's called a nutria rat. And I clubbed it to death. It got in the kitchen at my work.
So how old were you when you killed your first woman?
16.
And you must be a powerful kind of guy, big guy.
I wasn't then.
Right. And when you killed your first one, did you go in there knowing you were going to kill her, or it just sort of happened?
I knew I really had it planned out.
That's first degree right there.
Sending clues.
Right.
Oh, yeah, are you in...
To baffle people, but it turned out no one noticed for a long time.
Right. Like you killed her on the side of the road?
Her, that was the parking garage.
Okay. And then what'd you do with the body? You dumped that somewhere?
Yeah, actually. I think she's probably one of the ones that they found.
He claimed to have staged his first kill with features that would show that this is the work of a serial killer, but in a bragging tone. He claims the police never thought of it. According to the police reports, the unknown killer's first kill took place in August of 1991, which was 17-year-old Danielle Britton. She was found in a ditch in Algiers, New Orleans, and according to the autopsy report, she had been beaten and strangled. This description matches exactly with Clay's first kill.
He didn't want to be famous or draw attention to himself. But my problem is...
That's what I wanted to do, but...
Oh, but you did, but no one noticed the clues.
I never sent
Oh, no.
clues. I never left
You
anything.
just never know. You can walk by somebody on the street tomorrow and they could be a serial. You would never know.
Oh, really?
What do you want to do?
Thumb paste.
Like when you think about how many times have you avoided being the person who's been like kidnapped or like killed because you left the area or the spot. You know, let's say wrong place, wrong time, wrong place. But what if it's right time? You left, you leaving, what caused somebody else to get got? Instead of you getting got, somebody else got got.
With their thumbs.
Thumb paint what, though?
I don't know.
Oh, anything. It was in a comic book a couple of years ago. Just seemed like a good idea.
Like you take the girl you killed, you dip her thumbs in paint, and then you do like a thumb painting?
Yes.
On a piece of paper?
Yeah.
It's possible he's talking about the Joker villain from the Batman comics. After leaving the crime scene, he'd always leave his calling card, which many of us know was the Joker card. He wanted to spice it up by doing thumbprints, but for some reason he never got around to doing it. Perhaps he was hyped up with the sense of power that he didn't feel like doing it. It's still unknown as to why.
Don't say killing someone gives you a sense of power. But go on.
After you kill somebody, do you play with the body?
Actually, the closest I've ever done to that is I always make sure I pay them and I make sure they keep their money.
Oh, really?
When
Wow.
they're still alive, but with one of them I did put the money in a compromising place.
I see.
But that was this one. You know, it had a penis.
Oh,
Oh.
really?
Oh,
It was a guy.
Yeah, I didn't know at first.
So do you ever get... Do you think the reason you're so angry
Oh,
is because...
putting money where the
you
sun don't
abused or
shine.
something?
No, I wasn't abused, Howard.
Where's your family?
You got a wife?
I mean, you got a mom, a dad, a wife, children. You got any of that?
I've got a couple of kids, but I'm
No wife.
not married to the mother.
He just talked about one incident where the person turned out to be a guy. According to the police reports, in June of 1992, the body of a 25-year-old transsexual named George Williams was found, who worked as an exotic dancer at a New Orleans nightclub. On July 25th, Noah Filson, a 33-year-old transsexual who went by the enchanting name Brenda Bewitch, was found dead
Brenda
in the waters of a
Bewitch.
canal near I-55.
Wow, that's crazy.
The comment about his
Bewitched
physical
all right
lack
when
of
you put that on
penis
pants.
could possibly mean he's talking about them.
Yeah, Howard, that's pretty funny because the only suspect they had when they started finding the bodies was a black police officer.
Oh.
Turns out one of them was associated with them.
Oh, really?
Are you on drugs?
With this comment, he's referencing how after 3 years of a killing spree, a task force was created in 1995 that narrowed down a black police officer as their prime suspect. That person was Victor Gant, who had an intimate relationship with one of the victims named Sharon Robinson, so there was a connection. Gant had a reputation for being corrupt after several informants complained that he was running racketeering operations against various criminals. According to
This
the
nigga thought he was the Godfather,
victim
didn't he?
he had a relationship with claimed that he
And yeah,
punched
basically luck.
and broke her
It was
nose.
basically luck.
It looked very bad for Gant, as she should have testified to this in court, but she was found dead on the 1st of May 1995. The investigation claimed Gant killed both her and her friend Karen Evester. And according to the victim's friends and acquaintances, he held a personal grudge against them and spoke negatively about them on multiple occasions. Fortunately, it was his dirty habit of chewing tobacco that saved him, as some was found near Evester's body. They did a DNA test, and it came out inconclusive. So no charges were filed, and he was no longer a suspect.
I like that. Not the chewing tobacco, but the, what is it? Slim Jims? Not Slim Jims. The beef jerky. The chewing beef jerky. I like that. It looked just like that.
Imagine how much the actual killer was laughing when he saw the police go after the wrong person.
So after you killed the first 60-year-old, like you finished.
No, I was 16.
Oh, that's right. I'm sorry.
She was.
All right. So you finished with your sexual gratification, and then you.
Not always, no.
Not always. You don't even want to get laid sometimes.
No,
You just want to kill.
I'm just bored.
Right.
But does the killing sexually satisfy you in some way?
I can't believe Ed McMahon's not laughing.
I've eaten off thinking about it later.
Yeah.
What do you say?
That's about it.
He's pleasured himself thinking about it later.
Oh, he has.
Nigga, what?
Okay. Now, how far apart are these?
Dog, I'm not gonna be able to
Murder,
finish this. I'm not even gonna hold you.
satisfied for a
I'm gonna switch it up. I think it's weird. And it's weird. And you want me to finish it? Man beats off to the thought of him killing people. But beats off to the thoughts of the people he killed. That's weird. He's weird.
while?
I don't even understand why I do it, Howard. I don't know if I ever get any satisfaction.
But how
The
often?
closest to gather anywhere was the same night.
Really?
You killed 2 people in the same night?
Yeah, but I went to Mississippi for the second one.
So there's no pattern to how many weeks or days between murders?
No.
Are these mostly white chicks or black chicks?
It's fair number of them have been black. The transvestite was black.
You think there's some racial?
Well, we can see that.
No, Howard, they were just
Wrong place, wrong
just
time?
in Jimmy Swaggart Town.
Mm-hmm. Jimmy Swaggart Town.
What's that?
Don't know what that means.
Me neither.
What's that mean?
That's pretty much the area around here where the prostitutes all hang out.
Oh.
I see.
Jimmy Swaggart. What do you mean? Oh no.
And it's just whoever comes up.
That's
to
some
you,
deep
you
dive
don't pick a
investigation.
certain type.
I don't even approach them. I wait for them to approach me, Robin.
And do you
That's
ever?
like them asking for it.
We can see why the victim profile is not only consistent, but also changing over time. He put in no effort to lure someone for the kill. He felt as though these streetwalkers would willingly go with him to his place. No one would even call to check on their disappearance. Not only were they streetwalkers, but in the majority of the cases, they had a history of substance abuse. So there's no motive here. He just killed for the thrill and to escape boredom.
This girl got no life in her eyes. Jeez.
Clay was truly a psychopath.
Do you ever like look into
Feel like
your
a
eyes
walking
and go,
corpse.
you know, gee, these people were just children at one point, and maybe they just had a tough life.
I've let a couple go.
You have. Like, what happened? You're in the middle of killing them, and then they what do they say? Why would you let one go and kill the other?
There was this one.
Go ahead.
I think she was probably really new to it.
Yeah.
There was just something about her. Maybe she reminded me of my ex-fiance, but
Right. You somehow relate.
more of an innocent quality.
You somehow felt bad for her.
Yeah.
And you have a fiance, so you're planning to get married?
No.
He had one. You
Oh,
say.
you had one.
No. If I wouldn't be a suspect, believe me, she'd.
But let me ask you, why'd you did you start to kill her, and then like you said, forget it.
I doubt he had a fiance. I'm just
Or
saying.
you just never even.
Not even.
You just had sex. You just had sex with her, and then you let her go.
I didn't even have sex with her, Howard.
Well, that's weird. Now that's weird.
I mean, he just really felt sorry for this.
I don't know what.
While we're not 100% sure, it sounds like he's talking about Brenda, who, according to the police reports, escaped the killer's attempts. It was in July of 1991 when Brenda testified that she got into the car of an unknown man, and after a conversation with him, the man strangled her and dropped her off on the streets. According to the case files, her testimony and description led to a composite sketch of the attacker, and she described that he was muscular, well-dressed, and possibly a middle-aged black male. Now, of course, Clay said that he was a white guy, so it's possible it wasn't him. But he did have the same
Is this our
MO,
guy,
that's
or
why we believe that he could be linked to Brenda.
What she was doing what she was doing, but.
Are you a big fat mess?
Doing it, but she got off lucky.
Are you a big fat mess, or are you like a fairly good-looking guy?
I'm not a big
fat mess?
I wouldn't call myself good looking. I don't know what I'd call myself, Howard.
Right.
You have a decent job and all that stuff?
probably not?
Sounds like a bright guy.
Not decent like you have.
Yeah, well, we got ridiculous jobs.
You can't get these.
I don't even know that I'd call this a job.
No way,
You
y'all.
know what I mean?
No way, y'all are chopping it up and joking around with the guy who just said he murdered people. That he's a serial killer. That is crazy. Welcome back.
This is not a normal
It's a
job.
made-up job.
Yeah, this is a job that's totally useless. You know what I mean? Like, nobody really needs it.
It's a scam.
To me, a job is like something like, a UPS driver is a
Yeah,
job.
it's a job.
All right. Not now. Thank you, Ed.
Maybe this is a UPS driver.
Ed laughs, but he has no job either.
At this point, you might be wondering
Hey there, you're listening to State of Survival Radio. Calling all survivors who can hear this, please come to our shelter right away.
whether this call or this show's segment is fake or not. Many Howard Stern fans thought the same because
Gotcha.
Howard sounds so calm and even suggested that he strangled them, even though he had no mention of this at the time. This is just one
That
of
better?
the points which compelled people to think that the call was staged. But, based on the history we've been looking at, he's actually speaking the truth.
This is always weird, but I'm bringing, at least we can sort of get into the mind of a guy who's serial
Or
killer.
is that too loud?
I think he's 100% on the level. So you killed your first woman.
When was the last time you killed?
You think so?
It's been a few months.
Right.
Actually,
You mean you
been
think so?
going on a year.
You're like the Boston Strangler, man. Maybe I should option your story. So, what do you think you're going to do? Do you think you're going to kill yourself? Do you think that
Are you
you'll-
going to kill again?
Can you stop
If
this?
I killed myself, I'd miss the next Batman movie.
Right. You don't want to do that.
Wow.
No.
There's a fan.
Actually, I'd actually kill myself
Yeah,
to miss
why
that.
would you want to stay for that?
No, but in all seriousness, I mean, do you think that you can control this? Do you think you can stop?
I think I have been.
Oh, you have been for the last
Yeah,
couple of months.
A year he hasn't killed.
Oh, a year.
Yeah.
Almost.
So why do you think you stopped killing all of a sudden?
I really don't know, Howard. Part of it had to do with my car broke down.
Oh, no transportation.
Seriously? That's the reason?
Well, that was the reason for a month, but after that, I guess it was all self-control.
Wow. But
So you don't want to do this anymore?
No, he wants to do it, but he's controlling himself. Like, you want to kill women, right?
Sure.
Yeah.
This part is very important.
Loud.
The fact that he stopped killing because his car broke down will actually help us link him to someone. In 1994,
See?
a person was
Self-snitching.
allegedly found
Crazy.
masturbating in his car by the police, which had been parked by the road. This was near the ditch where two victims of the killer named Cheryl Lewis and Dolores Mack's bodies were found. When the police saw him, he was forced out of his car and told to show his driver's license. He explained that he stopped for an oil change and to fix the brake pads, and even willingly allowed his vehicle to be searched. Turns out, there was nothing in his car that proved that he was doing any form of car repair. There were no tools and no flashlight, which would be necessary for repairs at night. He was booked and ID'd as Russell Elwood. He was a native of Massillon, Ohio,
jerking
who
it?
moved
That
to
is,
New Orleans, but lived in a
I think it's
squalor,
nasty.
had no permanent residence, was never married, and used to do photography jobs and cab driving. He was also arrested several times because of his addiction. Anyways, on the 23rd of July 1997, after the task force to take down the serial killer was formed, Colonel Walter T. Gorman of the Jefferson Parish Sheriff's Office and other task force members traveled to Sebring, Florida, where Elwood lived. During his interrogation, Russell Elwood admitted to frequenting black streetwalkers throughout his life and claimed to know more than 100 girls. He also talked about his addiction, but he maintained an innocent stance. It's a possibility that Clay, the serial killer here, could be Russell Elwood.
And what do you like? Do you enjoy seeing them struggle as you kill them?
Actually, none of them really struggle.
Do you hit them from behind, or do they see it coming?
That is a horrible choice of wording. Personally, I do it from the front. That was a distasteful joke. I apologize.
I can't get inside their minds, but let's just say I hit them.
But, I mean, are you facing them?
Yeah.
Well, so you can see their face and everything when you do it.
Yeah. The worst I've ever gotten was one tried to grab my neck. I've never gotten any of the claw marks or anything that are dead giveaways.
Right. You must be very powerful.
I wouldn't call myself powerful. Maybe intimidating.
Mm-hmm.
Why did you choose this method?
I didn't, Robin. Like I told you, I really wanted to cut things up, mail things, send clues.
No, she means why did you use a hammer? You think you...
Because it was in a book I read.
Oh.
Well, everything's come from
Cartoons and
somebody else.
yeah. When's the last time you?
Nah, don't put it on that. Don't put it on that. There's something wrong with this nigga. Don't try and play cartoons and other shit for it. It's him.
Last week, Howard.
Oh yeah, so you didn't kill
Not video games either.
that girl
No.
because she wasn't a hooker.
No.
Right.
It's only hookers, though.
A lot of serial killers are only into hookers because they know A,
Easy.
probably won't get caught, and B, they have some kind of anger toward hookers. Like, did you think your mom was a hooker or something?
No, Howard.
Your parents married and stay together and the whole thing?
Yeah.
Church-going people?
That'll do it.
Well, one of them, but...
Yeah. Religious fanatics give birth to the most serial killers because they're so repressed.
Yeah.
So there's no way I'm going to talk you into giving yourself up or anything, right?
No.
I shouldn't even waste my time. I know I'm going to get calls after this, and people are going to go, Howard, how come you didn't catch him?
Has anybody ever been close to catching you?
No. No. Actually, someone... Once, when it was in the newspaper, someone joked to me, I know it was you, but, well, they were joking.
Right. You think you might be gay?
I hope not.
Right.
Where the fuck did that come from?
Maybe you're right.
When it was in the newspaper, someone joked to me, I know it was you, but, well, they were
Came out of
joking.
nowhere.
Right. You think you might be gay?
I hope not.
Right. Maybe you're a repressed homosexual. Were you ever molested?
No.
Do you have a lot of tattoos?
I don't have any tattoos. I wouldn't do that to myself.
Right.
And do you get high before you do this?
I've gotten pretty drunk before.
Yeah.
Little anal.
Lame.
Still,
No way they're
motive
joking with
or
this man.
reason to kill. Even his killing method is inspired by comic books and cartoons.
Well, I got to say, I wish you would die, but, you know, what can I tell you? I maybe this is sort of good that you're talking about it with me, and maybe it'll keep you under, like maybe I can't get you to turn
Maybe
yourself
it's
in.
like a valve, and he'll be able to go another year or something.
Yeah, but maybe somehow, you know, you won't do it anymore.
What about your kids? You want them living in a world with people like you?
Hasn't really analyzed it, though.
Anyway, I mean...
Yeah.
Kind of lonely, though. You can't tell anybody about this.
I'm the only guy you could... Am I the only guy you ever told about this?
Yeah.
Wow.
The way this guy, someone like this, has any sort of meaningful relationship.
Howard, but,
They're dead.
Yeah. Do you tell him first and then you kill him?
yeah.
What do you say to him? Let me.
Fun.
All right, let's
Every
see.
now and then you can play the running game if you're out in the middle of nowhere, and we got a lot in the middle of nowhere down here.
Right.
There's no way
So,
nigga Howard is asking this man
in
to
other
role
words,
play
let's say
his
you get
murders.
a woman, right, a hooker,
Yeah, Howard.
and you say to her, "Okay, honey, you know, you just had sex and everything. What do you say to her to torment her? How do you break the news to her that she's going to die?"
It really depends on my mood.
Just give us an example.
Well, if I wanted to, I could just say Baba Booey, but that would be pretty,
No, come on, be serious. What do you say to him?
I can say you're going to die.
And then what do they do?
I like to articulate a little more than that.
Mm-hmm.
Sometimes I ask them if they think it's dangerous, doing what they're doing, if they're worried about things, and they'll laugh it off, and that just pisses me off.
Right. And then you go ahead and you kill him.
Yeah.
All right. Well, there you go.
I think it's sick.
It is a
He's
fact
sick.
that psychopaths wait for an emotional response from the next person, after which they just snap. In the beginning, they keep a calm and cool demeanor, almost as if they're mocking the other person and gauging their reactions to see how much further they can push.
Why is he showing Howard as an
The other
example?
person finally reacts emotionally. That's when the psychopath may raise their eyebrows, smirk, tell the person to calm down, or feign disappointment.
His face makes me feel uncomfortable.
In this situation, Clay was so intolerant of her laugh that it pissed him off and he immediately did the deed.
Yeah, well, you know what? All the experts don't know either, so. Well, here's a guy, just another story. He's out there.
You know, it substantiates my theory. Did you get jealous of Cunanan? Is that why you're talking to us now?
No, actually, I was thinking about writing a musical about Andrew Cunanan, but...
Guy's a comedian, too.
Huh?
Guy's a...
Comedian.
Hey, some psychologist is on the line. You want to talk to him?
Sure.
I mean, since you're looking for answers.
Sure.
Okay.
Have a live therapy session.
Okay, yeah. Robert?
How you doing, Howard?
Hey, man, go ahead.
Just wondering, how long did this guy wet his bed when he was a young boy?
Are you serious, or are you just trying to make a joke?
No, I'm totally serious.
Did you wet your bed when you were a young boy?
No. Didn't do that at all. No. How about starting fires? Huh? How about starting fires? Sure. Yep.
You did start fires?
Yeah.
How old were you? How old were you when you?
For people to that get into serial killing to start fires, wet their bed when they're young. Along with the mutilation of little animals, but he said he didn't do that, so
Right.
that's kind of something that was missing.
But fires was in your history, right?
You could say that.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a lot of it starts off as external ways of showing off their anger, and then they move on and go on to bigger and better things, I guess.
I heard
Wonder
you.
why this guy kills. Do you have any guess?
I don't know. I think you're right on with something with his family,
Yeah, what's
childhood.
he so angry about?
Right.
Unfortunately, he's real angry, and he's out there hurting a lot of innocent women.
Yeah. What do I do with a guy like this? Just hang up and forget about it, or is there anything I can?
Depends on. I mean, Howard? What are you gonna do? Of course, you're not gonna like turn him in, but.
Well, I mean, I would, but I can't. I mean,
A lot of people would want to turn him in, but what can you do? You talk to him, try and figure out what's going on.
yeah. All right. That's right. Then I'll probably just hang up. Okay.
Okay, thanks a lot,
All
Howard.
right, thanks, man. All right. Thanks, guys.
I should have been done that. Not gonna lie.
Thanks, Mr. Serial Killer.
You know, I mean,
Want to give us your name?
yeah, I mean, I know I'm not going to get him to turn himself in. I've had calls from people go, well, why didn't you do something? I go, well, what am I supposed to do? The guy's on the phone.
Crawl through the phone and get him?
Yeah. They were like, well, why don't you trace these calls? And I'm like, well, I don't have that equipment.
Yeah, what are we, the police?
I can't even get a phone system that works for air, let alone a tracing thing. Oh, Jackie's back there bumming out.
First I wasn't buying it, but now I think I'd buy it.
Nah, I buy it.
You
I
got
bought that guy.
sort of offhand attitude that you have to be a serial killer.
Nah, I buy it.
When he said Baba Booey, I was hoping he was going to break it.
Yeah.
Yeah, you horse-tooth jackass.
Right.
Baba Booey.
Snap right
point.
back, you know.
Yeah. No, I think he was the real deal. Tell you the truth. Okay, Tom, you're on the air.
Howard may not have the tracing equipment, but the FBI sure does. The very next day, after many viewers complained about the show, the FBI seized the call recordings and tried to trace them to a location. The closest they got to the real Clay was that man named Russell Elwood. Another
Stupid.
reason why he was a potential suspect was that during his 85 days in jail in August of 1997, Elwood literally implicated himself in the New Orleans killings, according to his cellmates. After going through very substantial evidence and testimonies, Russell Elwood was sentenced to life without parole on the 17th of August, 1999, for the murder of Cheryl Lewis. The rest of the murders remain unsolved to this day. Today, the nickname Storyville Slayer is given to the serial killer who was behind this rampage and called The Howard Stern Show. And while we can't say for sure it's Russell Elwood, only time will tell if he gets convicted for the other
I think it is. Everything's pointing to him. But you should arrest him just because you caught the man beating his beef in his car
kills,
7 times.
or if
Like at some point, like you have an issue. Book this nigga.
the real serial killer is exposed. This was how an unknown serial killer bragged on a live radio show about his kills, and still remains at large to this day. Thanks for watching.
Thanks for posting. Yeah, niggas are bold. Niggas are bold. They're bold.